Greetings, exiles, and welcome to my Herald of Purity Necromancer build showcase video. This is my POB, which I theory crafted before I made the build, and I'm going to talk about how I got the idea to make this build. So I was playing my Fireball Elementalist in SSF, and this chest piece drops in front of me, and the last line catches my eye, which is mana reservation of Herald skills is always 45%. So, having played Herald of Purity before, way back in Harvest League, it was pretty high budget, and I really wanted to pull off something on the lower end of the spectrum. And I thought to myself, it is possible with this chest because the mana reservation is locked at 45%. So maybe I can throw in an aura, which is Pride. And since the gem has the physical tag, I can scale levels pretty easily. The coming Calamity chest piece is what started everything. It put the idea in my mind, and I decided to work on it steadily and slowly throughout this Ultimatum League. So let's go over the skill ones. This is usually used by melee builds to boost their damage. But what it also does is, on killing an enemy, it summons a Sentinel of Purity. So the previous edition which I played was a Guardian. It was a Dominating Blow Guardian, and it was really high budget, wherein the Herald of Purity gem had to be put in a Shaper Elder influenced helm with +3 to minion levels, with hypothermia and minion damage and whatnot. It needed the lab enchant, which has reduced mana reservation, and lots of shenanigans. It wasn't simple by any means, nor was it low budget. So when we kill enemies, we summon sentinels, and when it comes to boss encounters, there's a 20% chance to summon the sentinel when you hit a rare or a unique enemy. So I have supported it with Brutality, Multi-Strike, Impale, Melee Fizz, and Deathmark, which is now called as Predator Support. And we have 16.2 mil damage per Sentinel, which is ridiculously high. It is borderline crazy because we have 5 Sentinels, including the lab enchant. So the lab enchant over here this is just a copy-pasted helm from when I was making this build. The first thing I did was add Cold Iron points right away. This chest piece, of course. Since the reservation iron rings are of no use, since it locks at 45, I went for additional physical damage reduction, and Sentinels deal increased damage. Those 2 rings, capping resistances with these, and yeah, this is a very good amulet, kind of high budget. Same goes for the helm. We need 3 levels. We need minion life, and we need life for ourselves. Minion damage gloves with stats and life. And yeah, so let's get rid of these. And then yeah, this doesn't have minion damage, and then you can see that we are still at 13 million damage per sentinel, which is again 13 5s are 65 million, which is insane. Let's go over the other skills that I have. So support minions in the helm, we have Wraith Spectre linked with Meat Shield, Arrogance, and Animate Guardian. Arrogance is used. This is Life Tap. This is not Arrogance. My bad. It used to be Blood Magic. Now they've changed it. So yeah, this is so that your specters don't run out of mana. You will be using the Power Charge and Frenzy Charge monkeys. I also use a Merveil's Retainer and an Arena Master. I'll talk about those in detail when I go over to my real POB. This is just where I kind of conceptualized the build and yeah, theory crafted it. So yeah, we have Generosity, Dread Banner, and Pride, Divergent, and Anomalous Generosity. Yeah, this is what it does. Increased effect. Divergent is increased impale chance. I think this is essential to cap the impale chance. After Rotten Claws, the Cluster Jewel node got nerfed. Yeah, physical damage reduction. So we have Summon Carrion Golem because golems grant additional physical damage for non-golem minions. So yeah, this is good. This is a good DPS boost. He is linked to Feeding Frenzy for the buff, and Maim to obviously maim the enemies. Movement skill, this is my favorite movement skill. I like it over dash because you can have control over the distance. So I always use Flame Dash, Convocation, and Second Wind. Yeah, this is the Flesh Offering buff. CWC Cyclone Desecrated Flesh Offering. Pretty simple, straightforward. However, it turned out to be pretty different in the game. Let's go over the skill tree. So here what I did is I wanted them to spam the slam. I wanted them to slam the spam skill that they have because that is the highest damage ability that they use. And then comes default attack, and then comes the normal slam, not the crusade slam. So we want this, which is double that of slam. So the formula for this is 1 divided by the cast rate and then multiply by 3 if you have multi. If you have awakened, you multiply by 4. And yeah, this is the math, and let's try to do it. So this is the formula: 1 and divided by cast rate multiplied by 3. So cast rate is 3.29. 1 divided by 3.29 is equal to blah 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 into 3 because we have multi-strike, not awakened multi-strike, and 0.9 is the result. So yeah, like this screenshot here. For the optimal attack speed, keep it as close to the skill CD. And yeah, we are way off. Skill CD is 3.10. So what will happen is they will use Crusade Slam in 0.9 seconds, and for rest of the duration they will just slam or use normal attacks and whatnot. I mean, you can see this. I observed this in the game as well, not just theory crafted. So I tried putting in stacking disciples in the cluster jewel node, medium cluster jewel node called disciples, wherein summoned sentinels have increased CDRS, cooldown recovery rate, but it didn't work, unfortunately, and I ended up specking all the way here and got rid of these nodes but it wasn't worth it at all. So we start off here. We get Enduring Bond, Quick Recovery, Sacrifice for Minion Res, Minion Life, Spiritual Command, Spiritual Aid. When I made the build, when I theory crafted the build, I thought increases and reductions to minion damage also affect you is very important, because your damage, you don't scale your damage in this build, you scale minion damage. So it's really hard for you to kill something, and we need to kill something to get going. That is what summons our minions. So yeah, Spiritual Aid was necessary in the beginning. I later on got rid of it. We'll talk about it when we move over to my character's POB.